We are back with another deal of the week breakdown review, and this time we are in the beautiful, island? I was going to say state, but we're not in a state. It's a beautiful island of Ibiza, and it's interesting weather. It's actually a little bit more humid than it was in Mykonos, which is where I was a couple of weeks ago, but the vibe is very much the same. It's very beach club-esque. We're staying at the Hard Rock, and it's like nightclub vibes, beach club vibes, great weather, great food, tanning, drinks, chill, and we're having a great time. But I am here still making sure that I'm going to deliver on the content for you guys. And I have a project that I wanted to talk about, which was a very interesting one. So I want to give you guys like a before and an after of what this one would actually look like if somebody was to have purchased this today, so you can see the differences, because this was a deal that I did for a client of mine a couple of years ago already, and they locked in absolutely amazing pricing. So just jumping straight into the specifics on this deal, we were at a 306K purchase price. So 306,000 was the purchase price. We negotiated this deal to basically provide them with 3% in seller credits towards this deal, which was covering a large portion of the closing costs. It also let us take some of that money and then use it towards buying a lower interest rate. Ultimately, my client was going to live in this property for the first year. We purchased it as a primary residence for them to live in. The idea was that during this year, they were going to take the money that they had saved, start working on the renovations of the project, turn it into a short-term rental, and then after the first year, they were going to move out, turn it into an Airbnb, and ideally cash flow, $5,000-6,000+ per month. 306K was our purchase price. Because they were first-time home buyers and we were doing this as a primary residence, we actually got in with just a 3% down payment, which is insanely low for what we're buying, especially knowing that long-term this was going to be an investment for them. $9,180 was their down payment. And then closing costs, we were averaging around 4% because of the fact that they were buying down the interest rate to get a lower interest rate during this time. And so we took the money from the credits. We used all of the 3%. It didn't cover everything, but it still allowed for us to basically be able to, keep the out-of-pocket relatively low. That's always the goal. I always say that the goal is to keep the out-of-pocket as low as possible with down payment funds and with closing costs. And we can do that by leveraging strategies like using seller credits. So principal balance, the loan borrowed from the bank, was $296,820. We were at a 2.5% interest rate, which is absolutely insane. I know I've told you guys that interest rates have been extremely low, and they were extremely low, and now they're significantly higher for a deal like this for somebody to be able to cash flow. But during COVID, there was tremendous opportunity for people to get into properties where they were getting deals like this and cash flowing tremendous amounts of money. And you guys will see that here. So it was a 30-year fix locked in at 2.5%. The monthly payment, principal and interest on this, is $1,172.80. So it's a total principal and interest. We had homeowners insurance right around $1,200 for the year. Property taxes on this home were around $3,800 for the year. And then they had monthly PMI because this was bought with a primary residence loan. We put less than 20% down. The client still had monthly PMI that they needed to pay. Total PMI was $150 per month. That leaves us with a total monthly payment of $1,741.55. Now, because the client was going to be doing a lot of things to this property, they were actually going to be generating closer to $5,000 a month in revenue from this home, leading to upwards of $3,000 a month in terms of cash flow. But I want you guys to be able to see that the difference was that they were going to be cash flowing, a significant amount beforehand. Whereas today, if somebody bought this same exact house, let's say with the same exact strategy, but at a 7.5%, which is at a significantly higher interest rate, we're talking about a 5% difference here. The monthly payment is almost $2,700 a month instead of $1,700 a month, which is huge differences. You guys can see that going just from buying when the time is right versus buying in a time like now, there's differences to it. You can never time the market. It's always about when are you going to be able to get into the property and can you still cash flow? And if we run the numbers, somebody who's bringing in a monthly payment of, let's say, $2,700 a month, cash flowing $5,000 a month is still going going to be able to cover their expenses. They're still going to be able to cover anything for maintenance and repairs and whatnot. And they're still going to cash flow money on top of that and be able to refinance when the interest rates come down. The bigger difference, though, is that, in a market like right now, you probably would be able to get that property for maybe a slightly less on the purchase price because we're in a significantly different market now. It's more lean towards buyers than it is towards sellers. And so it's never really about trying to time the market. It's always about positioning and understanding how you can get into the specific deal in your scenario with your loan program. But while we do it while saving you the absolute most money possible, we're going to continue to do deals every single month, just like this one, for clients that are planning to do investments in the long term. It's all about understanding how we can structure it to scale your real estate portfolio. I hope you guys found this deal of the week informative. I just think it's important to be able to talk about where the markets were 3 years ago versus where the markets are at today and how those differences impact the buyers that are coming into today's marketplace. But it doesn't take away from the fact that there are still deals to be found to this day. My team and I are here to help you make that happen. I hope you guys found this deal of the week informative. Please like the video, subscribe, comment, tell me what kind of deals of the week you guys want to see. And if you haven't, please go check out my most recent deal of the week, breakdown, either here or here. I hope to see you guys in the next video.